Can a man forged in hunger and scars become the heartbeat of Hollywood's toughest heroes? Jason Statham, the steel-eyed warrior of The Transporter, Crank, and Fast and Furious, didn't just act. He lived every punch, every chase, every survival. From the cold streets of Shirebrook to global screens, he built an empire with calloused hands and a heart that never quit. At 58, he's more than a star. He's proof that grit can outshine glory. But behind the explosions lies a man who faced death, loss, and love's quiet wounds. Whispers say his health battles linger. Reports claim he's eyeing a Meg sequel. But his story's always been about enduring what life throws. If his fire ever inspired you, join us to honor the man who turned hardship into legend. Let's dive into the depths of a life that's as raw as his films, where every twist feels like a stunt gone right or wrong. Picture a gritty English town in the late 60s, where coal dust hangs in the air like forgotten dreams. That's where Jason Statham entered the world on July 26, 1967, in Shirebrook, Derbyshire. His mother, Eileen, chased applause as a dancer, but it faded fast in the face of real life. His father, Barry, was the ultimate hustler. Miner by morning, painter by afternoon, street seller, and pub crooner by night. Their modest home reeked of hard work, coal smoke mixing with detergent, quiet worries echoing off thin walls. Young Jason, the second son after brother Lee, learned early that childhood wasn't play. It was preparation. He'd tag along to great Yarmouth markets, hawking cheap jewelry and perfume to indifferent crowds. Strangers barely glanced his way, but those moments taught him charm under pressure. "My dad showed me a handstand before I could walk," he'd chuckle later, but it masked the truth. Balance was survival in a world that tipped against you. While neighborhood kids chased balls across muddy fields, Jason threw kicks in back alleys, his fists and feet a rebellion against the grind. At 12, he discovered diving at the Crystal Palace National Sports Centre in London, a world away from Shirebrook's gloom. The pool became his sanctuary, where he could soar above the weight of poverty. He'd train long after lights dimmed, janitors shaking their heads as he climbed the board again. Hands raw from grips, muscles aching from flips. But that silence in the water? It was his teacher, whispering that discipline beats despair. Winters blurred into endless sessions, his body hardening like the resolve in his eyes. By 1990, he represented England at the Commonwealth Games, leaping from the 10-meter board with the grace of someone who'd fought for every inch. For a fleeting moment, the kid from the coal town tasted possibility. But whispers of doubt lingered. Starting at 12 was late for divers who began at 5. Still, he pushed, his parents' hustle fueling him. Eileen's faded spotlights, Barry's endless gigs, they showed him dreams don't come easy. That early grit wasn't just background. It was the forge that shaped a man who'd one day make Hollywood flinch. In those streets, Jason learned strength isn't loud. It's the quiet refusal to break. Diving wasn't just a sport for Jason. It was escape, a way to flip gravity on its head. Training at Crystal Palace, he'd launch himself into the void, twisting through air before slicing the water clean. By his late teens, he was competing nationally, his body a machine honed by endless reps. In 1990, at 23, he soared for England at the Commonwealth Games, the crowd's roar a far cry from Shirebrook's silence. Medals dangled close, but the real prize loomed, the 1992 Olympics. He poured everything in, dawn dives, bruised shoulders, skipped meals to fund trips. "You need to start at 5, coaches said, but Jason started at 12, turning too late into fuel. He visualized gold, the podium a vindication for his family's grind. But in 1992, Selection Day crushed it all. One spot short. The water that once lifted him now erased his ripples, leaving only echoes. He didn't rage. He stared at the calm surface, then walked away. Too late, rang in his head, but it sparked something fiercer. Resilience. His father's words echoed. No handouts, just hustle. That heartbreak wasn't the end. It was a pivot. Diving taught him to fall and rise, a lesson that'd save him later. Whispers say he still dives privately, the water a reminder of dreams deferred but never defeated. In that silence, Jason found his core. Endurance isn't winning, it's refusing to sink. London in the early 90s was a beast. Rain-slicked streets, indifferent crowds, survival a daily grind. Jason, post-diving, returned to his roots, vending trinkets, perfumes, watches on corners where no one cared. Cramped flats leaked cold. Meals were tinned beans, tea heavy on sugar for energy. Dignity's what you refuse to lose, he'd say, dodging jeers and empty pockets. Nights blurred into push-ups, shadowboxing mirrors, fighting failure's ghosts. A scouting at Crystal Palace landed modeling gigs, Tommy Hilfiger, Levi's, French Connection. His gritty face a fresh draw. But it was Guy Ritchie who sparked the fire. In 1998, for Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Jason didn't act. He channeled his streets, landing the role for $5,000 with raw tales. The film exploded. Critics praised his unpolished edge. Snatch, 2000, with Brad Pitt sealed it, grossing $80 million, turning the hustler into a name. Whispers of his authenticity spread. No acting classes, just life. He embraced the chaos, but the transition stung, from coins to cameras, yet the hunger lingered. That pivot wasn't luck, it was grit, the streets scripting his breakthrough. The Transporter, 2002, catapulted Jason into action's elite. His martial arts mastery, Wing Chun, Krav Maga, and self-performed stunts drawing blood and fans. Crank, 2005, amped the adrenaline, but flops hit hard. Revolver, 2005, bombed, straining his Ritchie friendship. War, 2007, and Wildcard, 2015, floundered, critics dubbing him typecast. Replaceable, whispers said. But he rebounded with The Bank Job, 2008, $66 million, blending grit and smarts. The Expendables, 2010, put him with legends like Stallone, proving his staying power. Fast and Furious 7, 2015, raked $1.5 billion, his villain stealing scenes. The Meg, 2018, $527 million, showed monster appeal. Yet fame's toll was brutal. Torn ligaments, bruised ribs, endless flights. You wake broken, sleep broken, he confessed. Hollywood craved his intensity, but deeper roles evaded. He eyed Marvel but balked at capes, preferring raw truth. Reports claim he's selective now, eyeing the Meg 3 for 2026, balancing legacy with life. Success wasn't free. It was paid in sweat, silence, and scars that whisper of battles won. Love tested Jason harder than stunts. Kelly Brook, 1997-2004, loved the pre-fame man. Their London nights simple, dinners, laughter in tiny flats. But as Lock, Stock soared, she left for Billy Zane, a sting he buried in work. Life moves faster, he said, no bitterness, just quiet ache. Sophie Monk, 2005-2006, sparked joy, her wild laugh cutting his intensity, but distance from shoots ended it softly. Hardest to love, she later said, but kindly. Alex Zosman, 2007-2010, brought calm, coffee mornings amid chaos, yet his schedule shattered them. No drama, just fading miles. Then Rosie Huntington-Whiteley in 2010, her grace melting walls. Engaged 2016, they welcomed Jack 2017 and Isabella 2022. She's home, he says, guarding their London life from fame's glare. Whispers say he fears loss, but Rosie's notes in suitcases keep him grounded. Love taught him, it's not loud vows, but quiet presence that endures. Tragedy reshaped Jason in 2011 on The Expendables 2. A stunt explosion killed Kun Liu, 26, his energy snuffed in smoke. Jason grieved silently, honoring him by demanding safer sets. "We lost one of us," he said, the words heavy. In 2013, Paul Walker's crash during Fast and Furious 7 filming, off-set, devastated him. Paul's warmth, coffee, talks on charity, made him family. "Carry his light," Jason urged, every chase since a tribute. Losses turned stunts sacred, his silence a vow. Remember the risks, honor the gone. Reports claim these haunts linger, fueling his advocacy for stunt safety. A quiet legacy beyond screens. In 2014, The Expendables 3 nearly claimed Jason. In Bulgaria, a truck's brakes failed mid-stunt, plunging into the Black Sea. Water surged, glass shattered, his belt locked tight. Thoughts flashed, Rosie, home, as he kicked free, surfacing gasping. Stallone called it a miracle. Anyone else would be gone. Shaken, Jason returned to set, but the depths stayed. "It should have ended," he whispered. Chronic pain worsened, spine compressed, joints aching, but he pushed on. Whispers suggest health struggles persist, unverified reports of slowed projects, but he trains daily, defying age. The sea taught him, life's the real stunt, survival, the ultimate win. At 58 in 2025, Jason thrives in London with Rosie, Jack, and Isabella. Their $13 million Beverly Hills mansion, a symbol of victory. He sold Malibu for $18.5 million, keeps London roots, his $120 million net worth from hits and savvy flips. His garage hums with power, Aston Martin DBS, Ferrari F12, McLaren 720S, Jaguar E-Type for nostalgia. "Every dance a lesson," he says. Philanthropy whispers quietly. Donations to youth sports, stunt foundations, martial arts programs echoing his path. Training blends boxing, yoga, calisthenics. Diets lean, no frills. Rumors swirl of the Meg 3 in 2026, but he's selective, balancing family. Ex-fans hail his authenticity. No scandals, just grit. His legacy? A Shirebrook survivor who turned scars into stories, inspiring underdogs to rise. He's not steel, he's resolve, a warrior who made pain poetry. Jason Statham didn't just survive, he built a legend from pain, love, and loss. From Shirebrook's streets to Hollywood's heights, he proved strength is rising after every fall. His story whispers, keep moving, keep loving, keep enduring. If his fire burns in you, hit like for the man who made hardship art. Write Jason Statham, unbroken below. A salute to a soul forged in fire, still shining. Let's keep his legacy alive.